Oh, well, shoot. That was pretty rough. Did you see what happened to them boys back there? And who'd imagine another parade going through Fort Dallas? Must be a great time of year for it. Well, after that kind of gunfight, you sure do know that finding that David and Mikey, those McGillicuddy boys, well, I'm sure it felt pretty good for those fellers just looking to do some good, right? Well, and don't forget, Mr. Zeb, you got that incident. Whew, I could feel it from here. Mm-hmm. Bet you others could too. Wonder how they're doing. So, guys, we're in game 7, and with the last game, oh man, I wish Mike was here. I'd love to ask him what he's been thinking about the Mercury Core, but instead, hopefully, he'll show up. And I've got Caleb, Clyde, Eric, and Matt. And guys, go ahead and just remind us who you're playing, and we'll jump in after that. Go ahead, Caleb.
Hey, I'm Caleb playing Monroe, a twin pistolier. Feeling good after this most recent quest turn-in. Huzzah.
Nice. Eric.
Sorry, I had to fiddle through things. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Eric, and I will be playing the friendly neighborhood Orxican, Esteban de la Raza. Yeah.
Cool. Matt.
Hello, Matt. I am playing Russet Red, a American Indian bear man who has a knack for mechanics and for punching things really, really hard.
Yeah, you do. And Clyde.
Hello. Like you said, I'm Clyde. I'll be playing Zeb, our card playing gunslinger fella. Trying to put an official title to it all.
We don't need to name everything. Here, so this is how we're going to start off. Y'all, it's been a good 4 or 5 days having to lie low. Starting off, I'm just curious. Clyde, did you explain at all or tell your traveling companions? I don't want to call them a party, but I also don't know if you're friends after the incidents when Monroe got a little hot with y'all. But have you told them anything about it?
About what I found out?
No, about when you felt that pulse leave your body of magic, and you felt it so strong that you are pretty sure that people are aware of you doing what you're doing.
Nope. I get it. Nope.
Okay.
It's pretty much my business.
Okay. So deals happening right now with David and Michael, where they're needing to be taken care of a little bit more. It's very obvious that they are hiding out, and being out in public is not something that they want to do. If they want to get food, you can, through conversations, you can find out that Mikey's been going off trying to steal it, but then staying away for the most part because he's not aware of what's really going to make him change, and he doesn't want to be around anybody when that happens. David has been out more, but still they are not so comfortable with the way that things are going, and especially with the Mercury Core. You guys just killed 2 of them. and left their bodies there. And there were people who had seen you going toward the scene when everyone else had been running away. And those people remember guns being fired, and it's very likely. Well, you guys know you know that you got to lay low for a bit. So with this, let's just make it a solid 4 days. How have you been spending those 4 days? What are you trying to take care of? Are you working on some mechanical portions of your weapons? Are you trying to add some parts to them? Are you trying to make something better? Are you trying to go shopping trying to find a black market? Are you scoping out what's been going on? Are you trying to talk to other people? What do you see your characters up to at this point?
So Russet would have a number of things on his mind. So he still feels this weight on his mind because there was a number of reasons to come here, or a number of things that happened along the way that sort of got deferred here. So Russet would be thinking about those things. He would be thinking about Jimmy Steed. He would be thinking about Joe Bill Watson. He would be thinking about all the stuff that went down with Farrelly's that he can't really deal with right at the moment. And he would be trying to track these people down, trying to find them, trying to find information about them. And if he didn't get anywhere in the first, say, 2 days, he would then look at maybe doing something to improve his armor, or maybe make a new set of armor. But he doesn't have a lot of silver at the moment, so he wouldn't be especially confident that he could do that. But he would be investigating to see what's out there and on the market, and if there is a black market here, maybe someone tipped him off to it and didn't tell him that it was a black market. I don't think he would go if he knew that it was illegal. But I'm sort of liking the idea that someone says that there's these goods that are being sold in this place, and they don't tell him that it's illegal. I kind of like that. So that's going to be part of his story. Yeah, someone's told him that there's these sales going down, really, really cheap prices, but they haven't told him that it's illegal. So he's going to scope that out, and scope that out for information as well as for goods. Okay.
Can I get you then to make a roll for me?
Of course.
That stupid page. I need to mark it. Will you make a discipline roll for me?
Of course.
Against. Sorry. Let's make a vigilance roll. And with that vigilance roll, I want you to make it against 2 reds.
Ooh. Straight vigilance roll. Not something that Russet's particularly good at.
Okay. Awesome. So yeah, you totally don't get that this is that it's going to be an illegal operation. It sounds like it's on the up and up to you, and in fact, we'll use that threat to kind of extend that a little bit. Instead of just being you going, oh, okay, cool. Instead, you feel like this guy has actually been very helpful and is a very sincere person. We'll even give him a name for you because you like names. This man's name is Gilly Bosef.
Cool. Well, I'd be hanging around Gilly for, I guess, the rest of those 2 days.
Cool. And I'll come back to you here in just a minute to have you make a roll to find or do something, and you figure out how you want to set up that roll for me, and we'll just do that. While he's doing that, Clyde, what are you up to?
Well, given everything that has happened and never really had got to the point where he figured somebody was going to be coming after him, Zeb has been looking around for some implements of his chosen art. I guess is the best way without coming out. I've been looking for a way to boost his power.
To boost his power. All right. So where do you plan on going? How do you plan on finding this?
I'm gonna be talking to folks and finding out if they if they have them their own. Everybody has the little witch woman on the outside of town, and just a process of trying to figure out which one, if they do have them, which one is is true to form, and just and who's a snake oil salesman.
Okay, so you're going out broad daylight?
No, I try to stay at about dark time, so when it's getting dark, so I can, if I have to, I can duck and keep out of sight from.
No, I mean, are you looking for a legit establishment, or are you looking for the underworld? Trying to find somebody willing to sell to you?
Maybe a little of both, because I'm not exactly sure if magic is like an open thing that can be.
Make a streetwise check for me then.
Okay.
And let's make that streetwise versus purple and a red.
Okay, it's cunning.
It's gonna be your night. I feel it. Here comes your roll.
Every time you say that, you said a purple and a red.
Yep.
Hey, okay.
There you go. You will definitely be able to find some sort of contact, and you know what? You find this contact. You also find Gilly Bosef. At another time, you are unaware of each other, or that Gilly has been talking with one of your compatriots. But Gilly is happy to point you in the direction of place that people might help you. However, Gilly does recognize you, and he'll look at you and he'll say things like, "Mention that you're one of those people that the town watch is looking for." Sheriff's not too happy. Heard he's put quite a few deputies onto this one.
Yeah. I've heard that as well. But I was never here to have this conversation. And if someone was to forget this conversation, there might be some silver in it for them.
Oh, make a coercion versus a single red.
Dang it! I thought it was persuasion. I was trying to be as persuasive as possible.
Well, as soon as you started talking money, you started
Yeah.
that moves it over into coercion.
Yeah. Okay, let me see here. I'm never charm is not my strong suit apparently. Willpower. Yeah. Okay, and it's just a red, not a purple. Or which is it? Is it a purple and a red, or is it just a red?
It'll be just a red, but you know what? Let's. You know what? Let's go ahead and let's not do it as coercion. Let's. Huh. Okay, let's do it as negotiation.
I think that's the same. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I think that's the same. No. Oh yeah, for me it's the same thing. Okay.
Okay,
So is it? It's just the red.
just one red.
Come on, son of a. Well, shoot.
He looks again. He says, "Oh no, I'm going to keep that information right here, friend. Especially in case turns out that it'd be worth a lot of money. Sorry. How'd you like to spend that advantage, though?
Oh, well, no, I can't really. I didn't get enough to. He's still open to the fact that I might be, since he's talking about money, he doesn't really know how much I have. He still might be a little more on the acceptable side if I try to do it a second time to get him to forget.
Okay, but it won't. But it won't be able to happen right now.
No, I know. I'm just at a later date.
Okay, cool. So then, you do the same thing then that we got Russet doing. Figure out what you're wanting, what you're looking for, and we'll make a single roll to represent the culmination of what you're doing.
Oh, well, I know what I want. If you want me to type it to you or tell you.
Tell me here in a minute.
Okay.
Caleb.
Considering that the way that Doc has approached turning into the cat person, would you say that he is probably aware of how it happens? Because
yes.
Okay. So I think what I would probably do.
You just said Doc.
Yes, I did. Specifically Doc.
Okay.
Because he's turned into the cat person or whatever before, in the way that he's a little flippant about it in general. I thought maybe he, has a grasp on how it happens, or when it's going to happen, that sort of thing. I don't necessarily think he would hang out to help out, but especially with the potential of the Mercury core kind of looming, I don't think Monroe would be going out a whole lot, especially during the daytime. So I think what he would probably be trying to do would be helping both David and Mikey get a little bit of more of a handle on what it is that they're doing.
Are you saying what Doc would be doing?
No, I don't. In fact, I don't think Doc would be interested in helping. But I think Monroe would at least be able to get that information out of Doc of, oh yeah, this is the reason that it happens. And I can kind of feel it coming on because of this, using Doc as a resource, but me actually being the one trying to help them in some way, shape, or form get a table talk, I know that it's strain that causes this thing, this shift that they do. So that is what I would like to help them kind of get more comfortable in their own skin.
Yeah.
Just as a way to really pass the time while I'm avoiding the Mercury core. Are we actually are we staying with them, or are we like, what's the deal there?
You're staying with them in their rundown part of the city, in their shack / shed like location.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I thought. Because it'd be hard to get a room at this point. But yeah, so that's more than anything, that's probably what I would do. Yeah, I don't really know what role that would end up being.
You know what? Okay, use leadership.
Okay.
And leadership goes against discipline. Cool. It's going to be 2 purples for them.
Let's flip a coin. Just so you can have one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Got an advantage.
All right, so they're still not very comfortable with you. They don't. No, you've been helpful,
Sure.
but there's the general gist is that they're becoming a little disenchanted with you. Since you're trying to use Doc as a resource, you catch that they're more interested in Doc than in what you have to say.
Sure. I mean, does not seem unrealistic. Let's see. With that advantage, I think maybe in this rundown shed or something like that, maybe there's like a flyer that let's see. Actually, let's look at that dice. Yeah, because the boost dice we can or not boost, but the yellow dice gave us the extra advantage there. Let's say that the story point allowed me to, on one of those flyers or something like that, maybe it's a flyer for the trader that hasn't been to Brown's. And it doesn't tell me like where he is or anything like that, but it tells me like maybe this is where he stops when he comes through town. Don't forget to stop by Shimmy's shack, because what's his name will be here on the 3rd. And
okay.
So, if nothing else, maybe it's just a lead.
Sure. Then we'll make that a week from now. So once the 4 days are up, you've got 3 days until that guy's supposed to appear. And let's use yours, Shimmy's shack. Cool.
Maybe that Gilly Bosef guy runs it.
Maybe Gilly Bosef runs it. Don't know. But also, come up with something else that you would like to do for the rest of this time, because there's more days involved, there's more time involved. So go ahead and come up with something else that you'd like to accomplish. Figure out what roles that it'll take, and then we will roll for it as the culmination of the rest of your time. Eric.
Yes.
Your job, man. So you're up, and for the sake of just keeping things going, you were you may not have been a part of the fight, maybe not right in the midst of everything that was going on, because a bunch of guys, guns, cover. Maybe that's not necessarily your thing that you run straight into, but you we could say that you ran forward with them and then decided that maybe they had what was going on and tried to make sure that there wasn't anybody else hiding around. So you weren't necessarily in there killing everybody, but you were certainly recognized as part of that group.
Well, I guess mostly what he would probably be doing, what any Orcskin that has no idea what he should be doing right now does. He finds a nice, comfy spot under a porch to a vacant chair, and he sits down until somebody kicks him in the foot and tell him we're ready to go.
You're just gonna sit around outside?
Yep. He's going to sit under a porch at a vacant chair, thinking that he might not want to use a rifle ever again because like he is not very proficient with said weapon.
So then, I need you to make me a vigilance roll.
Oh Lord. All right, give me a second. Lord.
It'll only be against 2 purples.
Okay, 2 purple. Vigilance. Okay. So it is will. Okay. 2 purple. Roll.
All right. So
Triumph.
you wish. No, it's just an advantage.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I keep getting the things mixed up.
So there's no successes, but you do have a triumph. See, now you got me saying it. You do have an advantage. What would you like to use that advantage for?
I guess him actually realizing him coming to the realization that there's a reason why he never used a rifle in the little gang that he used to be part of so long ago. There's a reason why they didn't trust him with the firearms. Esteban, not too good with the marksmanship.
Make another vigilance roll for me. Same 2 purples. So you can just roll again.
Okay. Wow.
Cool. You have 2 successes.
Nice.
Yes. So with those 2 successes, you as you were just kind of laying there, every time like some people say something and you might look at from under your hat and then go back to snoozing. Somebody might kick you in the foot. You look up at them, and then one of these times while you get kicked in the foot and the guy's just telling you get off my porch, you see just for a split second down one of these shabby alleys, there's a woman in a cloak, and she's got it wrapped around her pretty hard, and you see her, and she immediately turns into that alley and disappears.
He wait, do I know where anybody in my group went, or my so-called band of misfits went off to?
Band of misfits?
Yes.
Not really. You've all been kind of minding your own business.
Well, with that, Esteban is under the assumption, what's the worst that could happen? Going off in a dark alley and, following what appear to be a slim figure. Sure, I go off. I follow it. Screw it. It's like, hey, nobody's around me.
This time, make another vigilance, or let's see, you're following. Make a perception roll now, and this time it's gonna. Excuse me. Oh, this time it's gonna be against. Excuse me. It's gonna be against a purple, a red, and a black. You know what? 2 blacks.
All right. So let's see. 2 blacks, you said. A purple and a red?
Mm-hmm.
A purple and a red. Show me potato salad.
Wow.
Is that what potato salad is? Because I don't like that.
I don't like that.
Or
Hey! I did say I did do the quote. I did tempt fate. Going, what could possibly happen?
Those are raw potatoes, man. Absolutely raw.
Somebody somebody. I'm not going to say who, but gave me some bad potato salad. I'm just saying.
I was about the same thing. I think it was Jeb.
I think Jeb.
Nope, it's definitely Jeb. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, it's Doc. He's not here. Blame Doc.
Yeah, okay, I'll blame Doc. I blame the gentleman that's not here.
So,
I just
you go through that alley. Yeah, it makes a turn, and as you make that turn to the alley, you see it open back up into one of the busier parts of one of the main streets, and leading right out into one of the better parts of Fort Dallas.
Huh. I just picture a failure like I didn't for like all the failures and like even the one advantage. I missed the alleyway altogether. Like I know what alleyway. Wait, was it this one? Maybe it'd been that one. Was it a dream that it was an alley this way? Well, yeah. I perceived bad. Then I just with me losing her, I just turned my happy ass around and try to proceed my way back down this alleyway and go back to my chair.
Okay, real quick, what is your stealth skill?
Oh God! Somewhere between bad and awful. Hold on. I don't think I don't have stealth. I have stealth. No, I don't have stealth.
So then your agility then.
Yeah, it's 2. It's gonna be bad.
All right. Okay. Perfect. This means you know what? I'm not gonna tell you what that means.
Okay.
I rolled a failure and a threat. So,
whoever's hiding in the alley just falls from where they're at.
Nope. You certainly have lost this person, but you've done a good enough job that walking almost out into this this big road that seems to be full of people, you realize nobody has noticed you yet.
Wow. I'm like, do I notice like I'm just gonna go off instinct. Do I notice anybody like is it like people walking the streets, like like crowded streets or whatnot?
Yep.
Do I notice, and I know it's going to be hard to tell without a skill check here. Do I notice anybody like, because when some people are just like barring their way through a crowd, they push people aside and all that good stuff.
Nope.
Don't notice anybody.
Nope.
Okay. Well, with them not noticing me, and I'm not, they're not noticing me. I'm not noticing them. Again, I feel a disturbance in the force, and I go back to my chair.
Cool. Make me another vigilance roll.
Oh, okay. So get my vigilance back on me.
2 purples.
2. Okay, just okay. Okay, 2 purple. Come on, Lord. 2 purple.
All right, with just an advantage. You you don't catch anything. But what does that advantage do for you?
I don't really know what it could do for me. I mean, what what could it do? I mean, as far as like what I could say it does. Like
Okay,
I don't
so
want to assume,
what something you can do is without using it to somehow work your way into a success,
mm,
you can use that to get a little bit of yeah, maybe a little bit more information that'll help you out. You can use that to uh, give whoever goes next, even if that's you, a blue dice.
yeah, I'll give it to the I'll give it to the next person because
Well, right now none of you are together, so you can't give. So
Oh, well, okay. Well, let me ask you this: the figure, the figure that walked into the thing, could I use it to get like a more distinctive description of her? I want to say, or was the cloak
nope.
just completely wrapped around her?
So
Okay.
so let's say that you could use that for more detail if you when you notice that and follow that. But at this point, being an after fact, you wouldn't be able to use that to go, oh, flash of inspiration without like a talent. However, let's do this. So with that advantage, you don't see anything, but as you or even hear anything special, but later on in the next day, and let's say we're in the third day for you now, you hear somebody talking about a lady who's been kind of creeping or sneaking around. She definitely holds or looks like she's supposed to be in this lower part of New Dallas, or not New Dallas, Fort Dallas, but certainly holds herself to be in as if doesn't belong there. She may have the clothes on of somebody who belongs there, but certainly holds herself like she's a higher lady.
Out of place person, huh?
Mm-hmm. So you didn't see her, but later on you heard somebody talking. So that
Okay, yeah, that's good enough.
Make one more vigilance against 2 purple.
Vigilance. Roll. Am I rolling twice for anybody?
That just happens sometimes with the dice roller. If you refresh it, it'll fix everything for you.
Oh, okay, hold on.
So that is just a threat that you got. So no success, and this time we'll just have you take a point of strain.
Okay.
Cool.
1 point of strain.
So let's go to Matt.
Hello.
So how do you want to finish this off? What are you looking for?
So what Russet would do is in his mind, he has found a trader of great repute. So he wants to set up shop next to Gilly, just for this 2 days or whatever, to start, I don't know, trading and things like that. He doesn't have a lot, so that's a problem. He does have these knickknacks. So probably what he would do first is he would look around this very cheap market for cheap mechanical goods. And what he would do is he would then, on his last day, so the second last day, he looks for cheap goods and purchases them. Then on his last day, he wants to set up shop somewhere completely else in a more sort of upper class area and see if he can sell those things for more.
Okay.
That's my plan.
Okay, so okay, cool. So then let's do this. So first, let's say you're able to. Let's make a. What can we do for this? Let's find the stuff. Let's make a deception to try to set up. And
so what Rustet's going to basically do is invest, right? So he's going to spend all of his money, which is 70 silver. He's going to spend all of it getting collateral.
Okay.
That's his first thing.
Sweet. No roll for that then. So you really want to go like into the upper class part of town now? Good.
So I don't think that Russet would go in his mind to nobles are going to buy this, but he wants to go to another market that isn't as cheap as this one.
Okay.
So
okay. So you actually another market would be the other side of town. Let's say you guys came into town on the south side, and you figure that on the north side of town, almost like souvenirs.
All right.
That you can sell this stuff at the gate, at or near the gate. Cool. Do this for me real quick. Make a deception roll, and just do that for me against. It's an average roll, but add 2 blues to it. So 2 purples, 2 blues, and then you roll.
Okay. Deception, you say?
Yes, please.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip a coin, but this is why.
Okay.
Russet has had a chance to get to know this trader. What's his name again? Gilly. And he has seen Gilly make some sales and seen him slightly mislead people, and he has learnt that's the flip. Basically, having learnt from this salesman. So I'm going to upgrade one of those die, and that's the roll. Whoa, I'm not 2 red, is it? Why am I saying 2 red?
Hold on real quick, okay? This roll is not for you to this roll is not the selling roll. We're going to set you up first with making sure that you're in a part of the town, getting you the best situation you can in the best place you can. And no, I am not the bear that you're looking for.
Okay, so I won't upgrade. So can you? Sorry,
you can keep that flipped, because the roll after that will be your negotiation.
Okay, so no reds, just 2 purple, 2 blue.
Correct.
Okay, there you go.
Cool. So no successes, but you have 3 advantages.
Right.
How would you like to do those advantages in this situation?
So the narrative was, this is me trying to find a place to set up, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I wanted was somewhere where it would be a little bit more lucrative to sell this stuff. I didn't succeed on that. What I did succeed was to set up the shop, and it looks good, but it's not in a place where people are gonna likely come for mechanics.
So here, you use your advantages. I'll use your fail. Your fail is that you can see as you're setting this up, you're getting a lot of sidelong glances. People, you get the feeling that people recognize you, but during your time there, nobody acts on it.
Okay, I'm good with that.
You can use those advantages to add blues. You can use those advantages to successfully conceal your true goal right now.
I'd like to add a blue to my negotiation roll.
All right. then you'll have another advantage left over. So recover a strain. Notice a single important point in the ongoing encounter in this ongoing situation.
Yeah, sure. Can I? Is it possible? I mean, that I might hear just in the distance and not be able to do anything about it, but hear either Jimmy Steed's name or Joe Bill Watson's name, and not be able to act on it.
Sure. This being your last, setting up for your last day, you will hear Jimmy Steed's name. In fact, you'll hear it as somebody goes, "Hey, Jimmy, you in town?" And you look up as he's riding his wagon into the city.
So I see a wagon. That's awesome. All right, that's perfect, and I get that blue. Sweet, thank you for that. I'm having done a little bit of listening to other podcasts and things like that. I'm trying to find new ways to use these things that are narrative, story focused. So that's cool.
So then, let's do this. So your negotiation is going to be versus 2 purples. You've given yourself a blue, and I'll give you a blue as well.
You'll give me a blue as well?
Yes, because on average, these people, it's an average check. Yeah, the people are going to be that mechanically sitting at a 2, but you're going to, because of where you're set up, what you're selling, you're that last thing to buy before they get out of town, and people are, the way you're hawking your wares, you're going to be able to get that opportunity to sell them just one more thing, and they're biting real bad. You're the gift shop on the way out of the park ride.
Damn. So I just got an advantage.
All right. So, so you've invested.
Yes.
And we'll say that you've only made half your money back.
Okay.
But if you don't mind, if you don't have an idea, or rather, I'm happy to suggest that you could use that advantage to still say that you've still got half of your stuff. It's not that you didn't succeed at breaking even, period. It's that in the time that you have, you didn't break even, but you still got the stuff and a chance to do that later.
So can I say instead?
Okay.
So I'm doing trading, right? So I'm buying and selling. Let's say that someone has managed to swindle me. Like I've done well during the day, but in that last sale, someone managed to swindle me and sold me something that that I paid for. So I've only got half my gold that I started off, or silver that I started off with. And I know that this is an and, but this good that he's given me is something that is wanted. Or only that the good is wanted and I've got all of my gold back. Depending on how bad you want this to end for me. But I want this good to be wanted. Someone, like, he's stolen it. Someone's looking for
hot.
it.
I get
it's
it.
hot.
Okay.
Yeah. I want it to be hot. Can that happen?
Yes. I'm totally down with that.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah. Well, all right. Mike's here. Add a story point for him. Sweet. So now what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to go back to Caleb. Matt, you can figure out what that hot item is and put that into the chat, and we will go with that.
Okay.
Caleb, how are we finishing up for you?
I think what he would probably do, knowing that we're going to be around town a little bit more, I think he would probably attempt to maybe scope out or follow or whatever, track sneakily watch and observe what the police are doing. Specifically, maybe if he can ever overhear stuff about those guys that came into town and shot up the Mercury Corps. But more than anything, maybe follow them around, but obviously trying to not be noticed.
Give me a description of how you're gonna attempt to be stealthy.
So I think
Or
what
unnoticed.
I think what he would probably do is he would pull his hair back and put it under his hat so that it looks like he has short hair, and he'd definitely pull his hat down over the top. He knows that other than maybe the very first day, he's been wearing his Freddy Flatbreads shirt, and so he's not wearing that. But yeah, I think he's trying to just be part of the background. But kind of like in all of the different screen wipes and cut to the next scene, he's just that random guy number one standing in the background, but it always turns out to be Monroe.
Okay, cool.
He's kind of sitting there with his hand over his face or his hat pulled down, or with his back to whatever the conversation is.
Cool. Make a stealth roll and do 2 blues. I like that description. And it'll be versus 2 purples. Got it. And you are with 2 successes. You are easily going to be able to get your stealth on and not be noticed by the crowd. In fact, we'll even go with 2 successes. You are also doing a real good of not being caught by or being noticed by the public around you, other than just the police and the deputies. Make a perception roll for me. Again, versus 2 purples. You know what? With those successes, make it versus 1 purple.
Do I still have blues?
No. All right. So you're hearing a lot of information with that 1 threat. So you don't have a success. With that 1 threat, you're hearing lots of information. In fact, so you hear something mentioned about you, something mentioned about like the descriptions of you, basic information that exactly what you expect to hear, descriptions of you and the party. Somebody at one point you hear just a snippet that you're so focused on trying to make sure that nobody recognizes you that you're just a bit distracted. So you'll even go as far as to like you'll hear about this. Oh man. I know. Here we go. This is what you're distracted by. You are distracted by mechanical sounds, steam, and grinding of metal. As at one point you look over and you see a metal man who is very large. And in fact, for lack of a better description, looks like a member of the Steel Brotherhood, or the Brotherhood of Steel, standing, looking like with this armor on, way over 6 feet tall, shield on its back and a mace at its side, helmet over his head, and just this steam knight just patrolling, and as it's walking through the streets looking from side to side.
Does it have any indicating marks on it or anything to let me know that this is a armored police officer that works in Fort Dallas, or does he have the Mercury Corps logo on? Or
go ahead and make another perception roll. 1 purple. Cool. So nothing to mark it as Mercury Corps. Nothing to mark it as Fort Dallas Police. However, what you do see is on its armor with the cogs and the steel portions, and you do see when it walks past you on its shield, you do see what looks to be a geyser going off with a moon over it.
And it's not something I'm familiar with.
Make a knowledge roll for me.
Oh, I shouldn't have asked. So the answer is going to be no. Against?
Against two purple. All right. So with those two advantages, there's no successes. You swear you know what this is. You're even pretty sure that you've almost got it in your mind, but you just can't come up with it.
So I think in this particular instance, he's sitting there acting like he's, looking over a menu or reading a book or something like that when he sees that. And I would want to use, I guess, those two advantages. Can I bank those two advantages as a blue later by saying that I drew this down perfectly so that when I show it to the rest of the party, they might have a bonus at knowing what this is?
Since it'll be so far away, okay. I won't give them a bonus to it, but I'll let them make a check for it.
Well, I drew it down perfectly. I don't think I'd have to use an advantage for that, right? To say that I drew something I saw.
Right, but that's as good as telling them.
Right. The purpose in drawing it was to attempt to try and give them a bonus of some kind. So I still have two of those to spend then?
Right.
Let's see. I will... Can I use it to see a weakness in the armor?
Oh. Sure. You can see that
that should only cost one, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Are you looking in the combat ones?
Mm-hmm. Weak point on an armored car, I feel like translates well.
On an armored car. Like a gas tank?
Yeah, does this guy have a steam tank?
Does not have steam tank, but you can see that in many places there are exposed pistons.
Gotcha. And then the last thing, and I want to spend my advantage on this, so you tell me. Either way, I'm spending it. Can I tell what race this armored individual is? Like, just by judging by, like, this is a very large individual. Maybe I haven't seen somebody that's dressed like this before, but there's no way that's an elf or something like that, or not an elf, but a Canadian.
There is no way. In fact, you can tell without your advantage that it looks like this armor is making this person bigger.
It does.
That you can tell that like this kind of armor obviously is making this person bigger.
Okay.
Nobody should be that large.
Okay. Cool. All right. So there's a bunch of pistons sticking all over it. Very good. And we'll just I'll use that to heal strain. I don't actually have any strain, but that's something Monroe would kick back a little shot glass of water. Yeah, but that's what I'll do.
Cool. And then we'll move to Clyde.
Yes.
How did you want to finish off your 4 days?
Oh, finding the thing that I need.
Finding the thing that you need?
Well, the magic implement that I had been looking for.
Okay. This is what I'm going to need you to do first. I'm going to need you to make a deception roll versus 2 purples. And this is to set you up how good of a job you're doing at not being seen.
Okay. There we go. 2 purple. Okay.
All right. A success and an advantage. So you are able to do a great job of not being recognized, and people, you can see that people are like, "Hey, aren't you?" And you're like, "No, no, no," and you easily brush them off.
Yes.
How would you like to spend that advantage?
Could I spend this? Could I spend this advantage to give the law enforcement a black when they're looking for us? Maybe all of the parades are starting to break down, and all of them are moving all over the place, so it's harder to maybe get into just to keep up with everybody with all the floats being tore down. Or is that too much for one?
Well, you've already made it so they're that in this scene they're not aware of you.
Oh, then I was able to pinpoint where I need to get my new item. Is that not?
Oh, you'll already find that, man.
Oh, then I have no idea what to spend this the advantage on. So I will deploy Caleb. I'm gonna heal strength.
Okay. So then,
Oh wait, hold on. I do know what I want to do. I don't know if I can, but whoever goes next has a boost on what they do. If that can be done, if it can't, I'm going back to my original thing.
okay, cool. Tell me how you're giving them that boost.
Well, who was going next? I mean, I guess I could, since people, maybe some of the people that we've been talking to have not been real big fans of Mercury Corp, and us killing one of them, or I think one or two of them, may have not have been a bad thing in their mind, and they might be a little more open to talk to us, even though they still have to, do what they do. But maybe, one less Mercury Corp guy walking around is a good thing.
Okay, cool. So then, let's make a negotiation versus negotiation. It'll be a purple and a red. And let's see what else I need to add to that real quick. All right. So negotiation versus just a purple and a red. You spend a destiny point. Or spend a story point. Nice. Oh, a despair. But you have a success. And you have 2 advantages. So how do you want to handle that? Let's see. So with that success and those 2 advantages,
I have clearly, I don't know how I did that, but I did it.
right? So with that success, you will be able to purchase a wand, and he is more than happy to sell it to you 4. And bring up that cost. Are you specifically looking for a wand or a staff? Yeah, let's see. Wand's probably going to be about cheap as it is since you're not a holy man.
I know. I think isn't the wand and the staff about the same in price wise?
Yes, but they do something different. Like a wand will, when you make or obtain a wand, the GM determines one effect that the wand lets the user add to any appropriate spell without increasing the difficulty.
Oh, okay.
And a staff, when you're casting a spell, add the first range effect added to the spell does not increase the spell's difficulty.
Okay. Well, whichever one you want me to find, I'm more than
Okay. The magic staff is the one that's able to be found. It's less rare, and it is happy to sell it to you for 400.
okay. Can I have it instead of it looking like a giant, like the regular staffs? Can I have it look like a raven head walking stick?
Oh, I'm down with that. Absolutely.
Then okay.
You've got 400 on you?
I got 475. Dang it.
Good deal. So that means anytime that you add the range effect the first time, it doesn't cost you any increase to the purple die. And you also increase your attack spell's damage by 4.
Okay. Well, it's on the the character creation thing you gave us. So okay, I can copy paste it. Okay, I'm done. Oh wait, those advantages. Yeah, those advantages. Uh, I'll give them to. I'll give the next person after the next person 2 blue on a check. I'm just helping everybody.
They'll be in a different scene, so you won't be able to give it to them.
Well, you know what? I have impressed this person with my negotiation skills that they are just they need me as a friend or something.
Ooh, I like that. This guy, let's do that. With these advantages, this guy becomes a contact of yours.
Okay. Can I name him or are you naming him?
Sure, you can name him.
I'm naming him Wilbur Watley.
Wilbur Wally?
Watley.
Wilbur Watley.
Yep.
Nice. Contact of Zebs. That despair. Oh. Oh yeah. That despair. It looks real nice, but as you're walking out of the building, you see that it's damaged.
What does damage do to it?
So what it'll do is it's just a minor damage to it. And it will add a single black die anytime you use it.
Okay.
Until you repair it. Once you repair it, it's no longer damaged.
Okay.
When you repair an item like that, does it have to be repaired by like a specific person, or is that just a mechanic's role?
That's real good. We'll have to find out. Be real good for story, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Whoa, somebody lives in Chicago. Eric, let's finish you off. Did we
All
already
right.
finish you off?
Yeah, we already got me.
Ah, well then,
We already got me.
ladies and gentlemen, Mike. Mike, who you playing tonight?
Dr. Joseph Hirsch. An hour late-ish. Well, more than now, but yeah, I have no idea what's going on. But the last I knew, Russet Red was a little angry with me because he wasn't aware of what I thought was the plan to steal some root from a local vendor who was obviously trying to rip off a girl. But yeah, I think the doc's doing pretty well.
Cool, Doc. So we're in a situation where you've got 4 days that you know that the sheriff has sent out the deputies. Fort Dallas is being checked out pretty hardcore, and you're having to hide, or at least keep your head low. You've seen as everything goes along, you've got Russet who kind of sneaks out at dusk and always comes back a little bit excited, and then you see that that Monroe has put his hair up under his hat and changed clothes so that it's not easy to recognize him. In fact, he's not wearing his Freddie Flatbread's T-shirt, best at skee ball in town shirt, and he kind of hunks over. He's trying to disguise himself in a way. You've seen that Esteban has been literally taking naps in places all over this area. every time you walk back into this area of the town, Esteban's under a new porch or in a new chair or in the shade of some other tree that's been left over. So it's you've got 4 days of downtime. You can use that to look around, find information. Like Russet made a contact and tried to make some money. Zeb went and bought himself a wand. Esteban was sleeping and caught sight of somebody who kept coming around town. And he thinks that maybe this lady's watching him. But in your time, what are you doing?
I think Doc's gonna pretty much lay low. You and I had talked before about being able to produce painkillers out of ingredients. Yes. And I think that to Doc laying low is basically going away to tinker. And really basically he would just go out for the parts or ingredients that he needs, and then he would be back in his room working. So I would like to try to install my bipod again and then produce some painkillers.
Okay, cool. Then first let's do the painkillers. It's an alchemy roll versus 1 purple. And what did we say? Since the painkillers are 25, we said it's going to cost you 12.
That sounds right. Yeah, let's just go with that because I wrote painkiller cost 25, ingredients, and then left a blank. So
okay,
I'm good with that. You said 12, and I've got quite a bit of money to spend.
All right, and if you're wanting to buy anything else or buy parts to do something else, we could. There's other things that we could do to your gun instead of the bipod mount, or maybe even with the bipod mount. Okay. Like we could look at maybe trying to find what we need to install a scope. I don't know. I mean, there's maybe you want to buy a knife and make it scarier. I don't know.
I'm pretty fond of this gun that I've got, so I'm gonna just slowly work it, make it my own. I think is the plan.
Okay. Well, there's also a weapon sling because that's a ranged heavy, right?
Yes.
A weapon sling, when you attach it, it decreases the encumbrance rating of it by 2. So you can carry more
That's
stuff.
also what the bipod does. Well, when it's
The bipod mount lets you set it up, and
then its encumbrance goes down once it's set up.
right once it's set up. Whereas with it, with the weapon sling,
How much would one of those set me back? And that's
the
not
whip.
gonna take a check, right? The sling.
It will take a check, but the check isn't too difficult, and it only costs 25.
Okay, I will grab that. I'm gonna buy ingredients for 10 painkillers. I think
Okay.
is reasonable to get. I don't know if that's a reasonable amount of those ingredients to get,
Uh,
especially since I pissed off the guy that. I guess there's probably other people selling ingredients like that in town.
yeah, you'll be able to find other people in town. The painkiller's not too hard to find, especially with it being rarity of 0 or 1, and it being 25. So
I'll
it's pretty
grab
cheap.
10 worth of that.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I guess I got some rolls to do here.
Okay. So, so here's what we'll do. Just set it up versus it's an mechanics check, 2 purples, and just put the dice in there and click it 10 times. Wait, sorry, stop. Not mechanics. Alchemy and 1 purple.
Oh, sorry
what
for
it-
the painkillers, yeah.
Yeah, alchemy. So it's your alchemy skill and 1 purple. And just do that and roll it 10 times. Okay, so with that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so starting with the first one. The first one, you make it, and you'll take a point of strain.
Okay.
The second one, you make it, and if you would like to, you can use that triumph to. It turns out that you were able, like you did real good, and you can make another one for free.
Okay, so like use the ingredients more effectively.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
So you're up to 3. The third check, you have a failure and 2 advantages.
I heal strain with that.
So you've healed strain from resting.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I just got another strain though.
Ah, yes, that's right. So 1, 2, 3. You missed one on the third one. 4, 5, 6, 7. On the 7th roll, you take a point of strain.
Right.
8th roll, you make another one. 9th, you don't make one, but you'll probably heal that point of strain.
Heal that strain.
And then on the last one, you have a triumph and 3 successes. You can make 2 more.
Sorry, 2 in addition to the 1, or just the 2?
So it would be 1 and then another one because of the triumph.
Okay, cool. So that gives me, what, 9 total?
1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 10.
I like your counting better. All right. All right, so that is for painkillers.
Put those down, those painkillers. Please mark those down as homemade.
Okay. Well, a professional alchemist, I mean. They're
And
actually
then-
probably better than store-bought.
What's your encumbrance rating on your gun?
It is... I have to look it up somewhere else. I want to say it was like 4 or something, but
Nice.
I don't have it in front of me.
What kind of gun is it? I can look
It's
at it.
a repeating rifle.
So the rifles I see: assault, hunting, and
I
sniper.
got it. It is.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it was 4.
Okay, so that means you've got 2 hard points. Make a mechanics check with 2 purples. Success. It is attached.
That was for which now? The
Whichever one you want, because they're both gonna.
I'm more concerned with the sling. So
Okay, so you now have a weapon sling attached. That one costs 25.
yeah. All right. And for the bipod, what would my difficulty be? I want to say it was 2 purples as well, but
Yes, it's 2 purples, but the cost of that is. Oh no,
I
you've
have
got the
the
parts already.
the same roll here.
Does
Yep.
that sling decrease the difficulty of this roll since
No.
it's lowering the encumbrance?
No.
Oh, failed that shit again.
So you failed this roll twice.
But it's the second time, yeah.
Okay. So. Okay. You still were not able to do it, however, and with all the time that you have spent trying to,
I just can't figure it out.
you just can't figure this one thing out, man.
I don't understand. I built my last gun, but I can't put a bipod on this one. Maybe the screw holes are stripped or something. I'm gonna figure something out.
You were like, yeah, you totally got the strap on there, and then you were, crud. Well, I meant to put this on. I don't want to take this off. I'll make it work. Shit. Okay.
I gotta find me some super glue. Alright, cool. I think that's pretty much what I was wanting to get done while I lay low here.
Cool. So, after that, each night or day when you guys have returned in, checking in with what's going on, sharing every bit of information that you choose to, mind you. How does it go? Just give me a quick rundown of how it goes when you guys meet up, just to touch base with each other on the 4th day, and we'll just go from left to right on my screen. Caleb, Eric, Matt, Mike, and Clyde.
Yeah, so I think in passing, everybody is probably aware of what everybody else, at least to some degree, of what they were trying to do. So I kind of came back and, the report is, according to at least the local authority, they definitely are still looking for us. I couldn't get a whole lot of information out of them. I actually got a little sidetracked. There was any slides the menu with the drawing on it towards the center of the group, maybe at the dinner table or whatever. And it says there was this big old, I don't know, suit of armor walking around. It seemed like I imagine there had to have been a driver inside. Not real sure, but anyway, this was his crest. It kind of drew my attention away. I'm not real sure as far as the police and the authorities go here in town. It didn't look like he was with them by any means. But so that on top of this, it looks like there's a little flyer here where that trader is supposed to run out to Brown's. Looks like he might supposed to be in town here in a day or two, something like that. But that's all my wares.
All right. So who's got the highest knowledge and who's got the highest intelligence?
2 knowledge and 3 intelligence.
3 knowledge and 2 intelligence.
Sweet. That's what we want to hear. Anybody got a higher end? No? Okay. So then, who had, let's see. So then let's do this. Mike, you've got the 3 intelligence, and since Clyde has the 3 knowledge, let's go ahead and just roll 3 yellows. Whichever one of you wants to, go ahead and say it out loud. Don't just roll.
So I can.
Cool.
Go for it.
Clyde, do it. You're going to be 3 yellows versus 2 purples. Is anybody else going to try to help out with this?
Well, I helped out, right? Since I was like, this is what it is. Here's a great design. It's a wonderful drawing. You guys should get a boost because of that.
It's
There
a
you go.
wonderful drawing, and you should
You're
have a
helping.
boost.
So there's a blue die.
I'm like, actually, maybe it's not a great drawing. And I'm sitting there having to explain it. And I'm like, well, you see what this is actually a moon. It's not a hat. I know you said it was a hat.
It's not a hat.
It's not a hat. It's a moon. It's a crescent moon, I think.
I hear Esteban going, "Oh, that's a hat." You're like, "It's not a hat."
It's not a hat.
That looks like a hat. I'm just saying, maybe.
Look, it's not a hat. It's not a hat. I saw it.
I think maybe he is a little attached to his foam cowboy hat that we lost during the Mardi Gras. Oh, and
Look, I just gotten over that, Zeb. I can't even believe that he pushes it towards the middle and he stands up and he walks off.
So then go ahead and make that roll, Clyde. 3 yellows, 2 purples, and a blue.
okay, 3 yellows, 2 purples, and a blue. Okay.
Shoot. So you're all
I think
looking at
it
this
looks
going,
like a hat.
"That's
Are you
right."
sure it's not a hat?
Oh, I see how. If you turn it upside down, it looks just like a hat.
No, he drew a sideways hat coming up in here talking about, this is what I saw. Okay, so we're looking for your hat. Maybe we should put out you know what? Put wanted. One missing hat. Last saw on the Fort Dallas Main Street. May have a few bullet holes in it from it flying off during a gunfight. Seat Monroe.
Greatest skee ball champion ever.
He's like, "I'm putting my shirt back on."
Alleged greatest skee ball champion ever. We offer a reward.
Cool.
A handshake for finding a hat. Send it out.
So there's this big steel armored dude walking around, and he's probably wearing a hat. Y'all are pretty sure that this guy's got a hat on. Big steel hat. And anybody, how Eric, how are you checking in?
I tell him that while on one of my intensified patrols of protecting the innocent people, I come across a lady stealthing around the city. Now, we got into this long epic battle in an alleyway, and she totally disappeared on me. I says, I can tell you what she looks like. I says, I might have a better description ability than Monroe's foam hat, upside down moon hat thingy. I said, so, and I start giving the description of like a cloak, like just like I was like, that's all I got. Like she was wearing a cloak. Didn't see anything.
You got in a fight with this lady, and she's wearing a cloak? That's all you know?
She's too fast for me, like she was too fast.
You guys Indian leg wrestle or something? What happened?
So
it was
y'all's great recon turns up a foam hat and a sentient Coke.
Yes.
Good job. I mean, my hat's off to you.
I look at him. I go, it was a cloak and a hat.
And oh crap!
I says, oh yeah. I said, what have you been doing? Let me guess, reading books. Who reads?
So
And
No.
I take the poker cards that I've slightly borrowed from Jeb, his extra set of poker cards, and I'm butchering the hell out of them, like trying to be all fancy and just bending the hell out of them as I'm trying to do like I've seen Jeb shuffle the cards and stuff.
Matt, how are you going to do your check-in?
Right, so Russet is fairly quiet when he gets back to wherever we're meeting. He pulls out a small crate, sort of milk crate box, and he puts it on the ground, and he sits cross-legged next to it, and he opens the box and he pulls out this little metal dog, and he takes the metal dog out and he puts it on the ground, and it's got these little wheels that you can see, and he presses. There's a green button on the back of the dog, just at the back of its neck. He presses the green button, and the dog's head comes up, and it barks, and a little door opens in its chest, and out pops some bread, and on this little sort of CD ejecting tray, and then the dog looks down, and a laser sort of shoots out and starts heating the bread until it's toast, and then you hear a ding, and out of the next another CD tray sort of ejects and drops a cooked egg onto the toast and retracts back in. Russet sort of grabs the toast with the newly cooked egg and starts eating it. And halfway through a mouthful, with his mouth still full and you're barely able to understand him, he says, I also saw Jimmy Street in a wagon. And he yawns and he finishes his toast.
Awesome. Cool, Doc.
So Doc's just kind of shocked that I thought we were going to lay low. Do you guys know what that means? You've been going on adventures solo, like some kind of super soldier. I'm surprised that we're not all dead from what you guys have done.
So just have some toast. Here, I'll make you one.
That does sound good, actually. Where does the bread come from? It seems kind of old. Is that from inside the robot dog?
It's fresh bread from today. I just put it in.
Okay. Hit me with some toast. At least something good's come out of your adventures. Besides the mysterious hat and the mysterious cloak.
I don't know what you think, Jim. Would anyone have seen the prize that was going to come from the float thing? Would anyone recognize it? Maybe you just say no and that's fine. But yeah.
Not from this part of town.
Yeah.
Mike, are you? Is that what you're gonna do for your check-in?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give away that I've got all these sweet painkillers.
Cool.
I mean, I might use them to help the party, but Doc's not ready to divulge that he has a bunch of medicine ready to go, just in case anybody wants to buy some medicine for us.
Okay. And Zeb, your check-in.
Everything's been pretty quiet on my end. Didn't find out. I hadn't really found out too much, but I did. I am impressed with your dog toast maker. Now, see, that's how you do it. Instead of trying to bring in a picture of a hat and talking about a cloak, you bring a dog toast maker.
That's not a hat.
Wait. Esteban goes, okay, I got that. He gets up and looks around, see if he can find like a large brown sheet. All right. Hold on, I got it. I got this. And when I get the brown sheet, if he finds one, like he puts it over his head and he looks at him and he goes, it was about like this, except more feminine looking.
Okay, so I will applaud your improv. You're a step above the hat drawing.
They go, all right.
I should have used that advantage on the drawing.
Oh, so when are I have to? Are we going to Nebraska?
I don't think so. Why would we go to Nebraska?
I thought that was our next leg of the journey.
But Jimmy State.
I don't know what he's talking about, stem, but
How much toast are you eating?
he's just
at least 3 pieces so
he's
far.
Just an entire loaf of bread. Toast.
he's got one in his mouth. He's got one in his hand. He's got one in his mouth and 2 in his hand. He's just.
He's hungry after a day. Yeah.
He's going on a toast binge. He's just.
This is dinner, man. This is dinner.
He's just all about the toast and the egg. Just give it to me.
There's only 6 eggs, though. It's only half a dozen. It can only fit half a dozen eggs in the dog at one time.
Whoa! Wait. Where do you insert all of this stuff into this dog?
In his butt?
The back. No, its back. Its back it's like canine, right? So it has that flat back. It's got a latch, and you just open it, and it's just near the green button, and you just put it in.
Thank God.
It fits 1 loaf of bread down the bottom section, and 6 eggs at the top section.
For the love of God, I'm glad you didn't say what Clyde was talking about. Thank you very much.
But see, y'all haven't asked where the butter and the coffee comes from.
There's no butter. There's no coffee. It's just toast and eggs.
Clyde, you're looking at a more advanced model of this creature. Okay, just saying.
It's only the X7B, man. It's not the upgraded version.
Oh, well,
okay. I back out. So, Nebraska.
Yeah, what? I don't remember anybody saying anything about Nebraska.
Isn't that Jimmy fella supposed to be up in that way? Jimmy Steed?
I don't think
so. Russet finishes his toast and says, I saw Jimmy Steed today. He was in a wagon. He was coming into town. I didn't get to catch up with him because I was too busy. Well, you can see what I got.
Well, okay. Then Nebraska is my next stop. Y'all, I believe we've caused enough damage here.
But Jimmy Steed, he's here.
I'm not interested in Jimmy Steed.
What about the foreman?
Not interested in that neither.
Joba Watson. I didn't hear about him today. I did ask a couple of days ago, but didn't get any information.
Esteban just looks at Zeb and says, "Why are you so anxious to go to Nebraska?"
I have an appointment in Nebraska.
What time is the appointment?
As soon as I get there.
Wow, what kind of dog works on that kind of schedule? God, I said, "What's wrong with you?" Wait, what's this appointment? Is it to be like,
Do you want to go with me? Do you want to visit Nebraska and keep learning the card game, or do you want to stay here? This is where I'm going.
I go, it'll get me out of Texas. Far away from Mexico. I want to be far away from Mexico, yes. You know what? I'm all for it. Let's go. I pat him on the back. I'm for it.
Yeah, Monroe looks confused.
Well, Esteban goes, look, I'm going to tell you from prior experiences, if we are wanted men, which I'm guessing we are, I says, wouldn't it make more sense instead of staying in the state we're currently wanted in? I says, who knows? Maybe they'll straighten their stuff out and we'll come back to Texas one day.
Well, they mustn't be looking too hard. I mean, I set up a stall and bought some wares, and no one questioned me. I mean, I think they might have forgotten about us.
Again, I have to reiterate. Why did you go on adventures?
I don't know what you're talking about, adventures. I just wanted to sell some stuff. This is what I do.
No, I really love your dog. Don't get me wrong. But what happened? Why am I a wanted man in Fort Dallas? What did I do? Well, I mean, what do they know that I did?
I believe the shootout the other day in the road might.
When I was a hero, I remember that. Yeah.
You might be a hero to us, but I don't know if the authorities
the whole
around
town
here
thought I
feel
was
that
a
way.
hero. I agree. But what does that have to do with being wanted?
I feel like you might be a little confused here, Doc.
I have been away working, but everything seemed fine.
No, it didn't. We had to get out of the streets. We had to run and hide. That's why we've been laying low for 4 days.
To my knowledge, none of you laid low. I accidentally laid low.
Nobody saw me.
Okay. Except for the hat guy.
No, he didn't see me. I saw him, and it wasn't a hat.
Okay. Well, Nebraska's as good as anywhere, I guess. How far is Nebraska?
I look at Jeb.
You're all like maybe the number of miles you don't know, but you know that you're like northeast Texas right now, and you'll have to go to the Tulsa Island and then go to Nebraska.
We're a boat ride in I guess a train or a coach away from it.
Is there a major city in Nebraska that we would know about?
Yeah.
Is there a destination that seems obvious? Or is it just like in the state, like on the island somewhere?
Oh, yeah. On the far west side of Nebraska is Topeka.
It's
So Russet would sort of say, I'm not really interested in going to Nebraska right now. I mean, once we've tracked down Jimmy Steed and Joe Bill Watson, I wouldn't mind going somewhere else. But I mean, I came here for a reason, and I don't want to leave without finding them. I mean, that's just me.
Well, everybody has. I mean, I'm not holding any of y'all at gunpoint. So, but I have my information. It's been fun to run with y'all this far, and do keep in touch and let me know if y'all find the hat. But
So you're just gonna leave?
I'm going to Nebraska. My whole purpose, my purpose is I've found out what I need to find out, and I'm going to Nebraska.
So you can't wait like a couple more days?
I've been waiting 5 years. I'm not waiting 1 minute longer.
Well, I guess I'll just have to catch up with you later. Do you know where you'll be staying? Like, have you thought about this? Like, really thought about it?
He seems pretty sure. Does anybody know anybody in Nebraska? Seems like an awful long way to go for.
And I don't fancy going by boat or by train.
I think we'd have to do both.
Well, that's just double the trouble.
How big's your robot dog? Is it like a little dog?
Slightly smaller than a milk crate.
Okay.
Basically, it's canine from Dr. Who.
Well, you know what? Since this conversation is getting real exciting, and the one who's kind of driving it right now just had to step away, let's all go ahead and step away. Let's take a 5-minute break and leave it in that "what's going on" moment.
Okay.
Right. 5 minutes.
Good.
Cool. Mike and Eric?
I'm here.
Cool. So we're in a heated moment right now. This is a little surprising. It sounds like Zeb might be pushing to leave the group.
Does Russ, it's trying to talk reason with him. Like, have you thought this through? How are we going to be able to contact you? What about all of these loose ends from Browns Creek? Do you not care? That sort of thing.
Yesterday, we had a big discussion when Monroe went off on being distracted and needing to get on track. I've never been off track. I know exactly what I've been doing for the past 5 years. I finally, from town to town, has finally run across somebody who has information that I've been looking for. No, I do not care about the people of Browns Creek. No, I do not. I went there. I made my money. I was able to help them when their purposes aligned with mine, but now mine is going in a different direction. I feel sorry that I'm not able to, but no, I have no ties to that town. I do, however, have ties to what I'm going to.
A doctor's appointment?
No.
Well, let me ask you this then. So, and yes, you are not asking us to go with you. You're not. I get that. But you would accept us to go. Say we all decide to go. What is stopping us from giving your dilemma? Say you get there and whatever Nebraska holds for you, whatever it is, information you've got in Nebraska that makes it such an urgent to get there. Say you actually do need our help. Say we do you the same way. Now, if I've learned anything, I'm not charismatic. I can't talk. Only thing I can do is will to glaive. But if I've learned anything from you, my gambling amigo, it's the poker face of when to know somebody is bluffing. Now, you've been a gambler. I doubt you're bluffing. But if we are to go with you, then you need to tell us what we're getting into. Yes, we're outlaws. I mean, this is normal life for me. But the rest of us, the rest of them that care about this whole outlaw thing, me, I don't care. What is in Nebraska?
A man with a scar.
What is this man with a scar?
I've either got to kill. He's either going to answer my questions or I'm going to kill him. So if you want to come with me, y'all can. But other than that, I've got the boat that leaves from here to Nebraska doesn't leave until a little after midnight. If we can finish our stuff up here, then I'll be here. But at midnight, I'm being on a boat to Nebraska. I be with you or without you. No hard feelings. We parted. We parted the same way we found. We met up in a bar.
Esteban looks at the rest of the group and looks at Jeb and says, "Mi amigo, I have no bonds to anybody. I've thought about killing every one of you in your sleep. But
you're the one that's always asleep. Yes, we know.
I look at him, I says, amigo, don't take one thing for another. I'm not asleep. I'm not. I says, but considering
This is the deal. I'm done talking. Yeah, if we can finish up this stuff before midnight, you've got me. I'll help you any way I can. But at midnight, there is a boat, and I have a ticket. Now, if y'all want to come with me, you can come with me. If you don't, that's between y'all. That's up to y'all.
I go where the breakfast dog goes. Toast is delicious.
Glad to see that you have your priorities straight. Did you actually say that out loud?
Yeah, I mean, I think Doc's not necessarily taking this whole thing very seriously. Frankly,
Okay.
he feels kind of the same way about the group. Like it's just people that he's been around, so he's just kind of like willy-nilly, like that. Okay, whatever. Like, I am currently most attached to the dog, so wherever the dog goes, I follow. That means I have to hide in town for another few days. That's fine. That means I have to leave tonight. That's fine.
So Russet will press the red button on the dog, power it down. He's finished eating his toast now. He stands and he says, "Well, I guess my idea would be to try and find out as much as we can tonight while you're here. And if we can get it done, we can get it done. If not, well, as much as I've enjoyed your company, you say that you don't really care about anyone, and I'm afraid to say that I do care. And my word's my word, and I want to finish this before going anywhere. So I'll be staying if we can't get this done tonight, but my hope is that we can, so that I can go with you. Don't think you should go alone. And yeah, that I guess I'll walk out the door now and get started, because we don't have much time left."
And as you say that, and you turn toward the door, you see a small envelope on the floor just inside the door.
Okay. So is this where we've been staying, like the pub, whatever?
Wherever it is that you've been hiding out.
Now, yeah. Okay. And there's a letter under the door. Sure. Russet will pick it up. Won't open it. He'll just pass it to Monroe. You haven't spoken to a while. He'll pass it to you.
Monroe has had his legs kicked out on the table, and he sees this, and he kind of pulls them down and takes a look at it. What is there anything on the front of this envelope?
Nope.
He opens it up. What's inside?
Open it up. There's the letter. You unfold the letter, and it says, "Meet me," in a very nice penmanship. Meet me. Meet me at the barn just east of the north gate if you want to see your friend Daniel again. And upon reading that, you look around and realize Daniel's not been here for any of this conversation.
Has Mikey?
What?
Has Mikey?
Yes.
So, hey, Mike, where did your uncle go today?
Just went out to get, well, whatever supplies he could to feed us. I mean,
is it weird he's not back yet?
now that you mention it, yeah. He probably should have been back. Probably almost an hour ago.
He kind of looks over at Doc and Esteban and Zeb. Sounds like I got a lot to do. And he stands up, takes his hat and dusts it off, puts it on his head, and puts the open letter on the table, and he's going to leave.
Esteban puts his palm on his forehead and he goes, "Is everyone today lost their damn mind? We have people that are just getting up, walking out for no apparent reason, and then we got somebody that's going to leave because of somewhere in Nebraska."
I'll pick the letter up and show it to him. You know, after I read it, we're going to a bar.
I don't feel like drinking.
I don't think we're going to drink. We're going to meet somebody. Come on.
You look over the note again, and it says barn.
We're going to a barn.
I don't feel like drinking. I don't know what you're drinking in the barn.
I don't want a hootenanny.
It's
Hootenanny, hold down. It's a hoot.
It's a hold down.
A hootenanny.
Hold down.
Hootenanny. Okay, anyway. Esteban getting, because it feels like a lot of emotional things are flowing, and it's just something he doesn't find himself very happy with feeling right now. He picks up his glaive and he goes, "If there's any problems at that barn, I am going to slaughter everyone there." And then he says, "And if the law comes, I fought the law and I won." And he walks off.
We're going. Look, if you have a very promising career as a gambler. Don't waste your talents in jail. Let's go. and I will teach you more card trick. I'll teach you how to do more bottom deal while we're gone. While we're going.
All right.
All right, sounds like a plan. Doc's gonna follow. Probably even before that little conversation.
Russell will read the letter that's still on the table. He'll slam his fist onto the table and he'll half yell, "Why can't we just catch a break? Do one thing at a damn time." And then he'll follow.
All right, Esteban. Actually, let's see. Let's get one of the people with you to notice. So, okay, Zeb, you actually do notice that even though it's evening here in Fort Dallas, you are getting the few people on the streets are totally giving Esteban some odd looks. And most people take notice and give him wide berth, but that bug scythe glaive that he's carrying, that huge weapon, has drawn a lot of attention.
I will, while teaching him how to bottom deal to people, we'll go down maybe like one of the side streets, and I'll see, and we'll run across maybe somebody who's had their laundry hung out, and I'll grab a sheet and throw it over it like a flag, and we'll keep walking.
Okay.
I look at. What are you doing?
Well, we're less to get to actually get noticed if we're part of the parade people. You're carrying one of the flags. If anybody asks you, you're carrying a flag.
That's
Now,
a sheet.
It doesn't matter. It's colorful enough.
As it couldn't I just say I'm a farmer and this is my weed cutter. This is my scythe.
Look, even as backwater, or this place ain't even backwater. They are not going to take that as a scythe. So just leave it as the flag, and come on. And yeah, you won't. I'll keep your education going.
So, Monroe, since you took off first, you'll either end up there before them, or you'll have to wait up for them. What would you like to do?
I think he would treat the situation the same way that he did when he was kind of skulking about with the officers. He would kind of, once he gets to the barn, is this some sort of outskirts of town? The lights are off. No one's home.
Oh, you had to leave Fort Dallas and then turn east and go to. There's a barn that is out there. And it's easy to find. It's fairly large.
Does it look like there's any sort of activity? Do I see any carriages?
There's a little bit of wagons being drawn coming back into leaving town. There's a bit of a small inn as you go along. People who weren't able to make it into town and who are purposefully staying on the outside of town. But it's not like this is a giant walled and gated community. The fort is within the limits of Fort Dallas. So out this far, you're able to start getting into farmland.
Well, whoever it was that took Daniel had to have some means to transport him. If I don't see it out here, Monroe kind of says to himself, then it's got to be inside the barn. And he reaches into his shirt pocket and he pulls out the business card of Remus and Scott, the two Mercury Corps agents. And he tucks it back into his shirt. And he remembers that Remus died, but Scott got away. Missing a trigger finger, I believe. And in the back of his mind, he thinks that this could be what's going on here, but he also knows that there is no subtlety when it comes to, or perhaps there is more subtlety than meets the eye when it comes to the Mercury Corps. But yeah, I think what he would probably do is wait on the outskirts of the one of the farmlands or farms anyway, where fence posts are, and he'd kind of squat down and be trying to assess the area of, what are the vantage points? What's the best way in? Can I see a way out in case this thing goes a little hairy?
Okay. Go and make a perception roll for me. 2 purples, and the time it took you to get there, it's full on night, so it is 2 blacks.
Let's make sure I'm rolling the right thing here. Two failures and an advantage.
All right, so you don't see anything. Hey, wait, real quick. Don't you have a knack for it on perception?
I don't think so.
Okay, I thought you had.
I had discussed it at character creation, but I did not do it.
Okay, cool. So you don't see anything. You're looking at the barn. You're trying to figure out another way in, but you're looking at it going, there's barn doors. I mean, I guess you could sneak up on it if everybody laid low. Crop's not been harvested yet, and so maybe you can stay down below the crop line. What would you like to do with that advantage?
I think right as he's sitting there, because he kind of has his hand on the top rail of the fence, and he's looking around, and he realizes he can't see anything, so he turns around and sits down to think, and right at that time, the rest of them show up.
Okay. So,
what time could we estimate that it is, since it's full on night?
9.
Okay. How far away is the train station from here, or the boat?
The boat? Oh man, y'all know that you're going to have to take care of this pretty quickly, because you're going to have to. It's a good fistful of miles. You're going to have to hop on a horse and ride pretty hard for a couple hours to make a midnight boat.
on our way there, if this information is not known, I look at Zeb. I says, "You do realize that if this takes longer than, ever how long?" I says, "You're going to miss your boat."
Then we're going to have to be a little quicker about it.
And when he says that, he gives one of those toothy orc smiles. And I take the sheet off of my glaive. I was like, gladly.
We've caught up by now with Monroe, right? Or are we still a little bit behind him?
Yes, you caught up with him. He's waiting for you.
I'll bend, kneel down, kind of looking at. Have you seen anything?
It's dark. Haven't seen anybody come up to it. Haven't seen anybody leave. Don't really see any way in other than the 2 doors here. We could probably approach from either side here, walking through the crops. But I got nothing for you.
Okay, dude. Okay.
What's around the barn? Like the surrounding area of the barn? Is there like tall grass or anything close to the barn?
Yeah.
So, how about this? We'll do this. We'll put Esteban go to the y'all two. Wait, no, there's more than 1, 2, 3. You 3 divide up and go. One goes on to the left. The other 2 goes right, and I'll go and I'll knock on the door and see who's there.
Well, the problem is that Russet hasn't stopped to talk. He's just walked straight past you guys, and he's walking towards those doors.
All right.
Or he's going to knock on the door, and in a very loud whisper, remember to say Avon.
Orxican body spray. Do you want some?
Yeah, I guess seeing him as he's talking to Zeb about what's going on, and seeing Russet just walk right by, he kind of stops halfway and he says, well, he just kind of shrugs and he says, I guess they know we're coming, so might as well just walk up, let them know we're here. And he would follow Russet.
Russet, the closer you get to the barn, the more you can see that the barn doors are sliding doors, and they've opened just enough for you to turn sideways and walk in.
So as I'm walking in, I'm fitting my brass knuckles. Turn to the side. Sidle on in. And I'm not going to be subtle about this. I'm going to, as I pass through the gap, I'm going to put my left hand on the sliding door and just push it as hard as I can to open it.
Nice. And so it opens all the way. What you can see when that door slides open is you can see that there is a hole in this barn in the ceiling, and in the middle of the floor of the barn is Daniel just laying there, and he looks to be unconscious.
Monroe would immediately kind of pull both of his revolvers out of their holsters and kind of point them into the dark areas, kind of like slicing the pie, so to speak. Like he walks in and turns and he's scanning the room and everything like that.
Coming into the room, it's real dark. It takes a minute for your eyes to adjust, with the only light in here being from the hole in the ceiling. Sorry.
I peek my head inside and look around because I can see in the dark. So I'm like,
Okay,
Orcs,
this barn is it's unused horse barn. There are some stalls on one side. On the other on the we'll see stalls on the left. On the right side, it looks like there's an area more for shoeing horses, leatherworking, taking care of equipment, woodwork, and there's a loft with a ladder leading up where there's still some old hay.
I kind of nudge Jeb and kind of whistle, pointing up to the loft to Monroe. I don't know if Monroe can actually see how much of the loft he can see, because I don't exactly know how much light is given off. Because to me, it's normal. And I point to the up to the loft, like to just let him know there's a loft.
Make vigilance rolls, everyone, and make that against 1 purple. Okay. Doc succeeds with a threat. Take a strain. Russet with a wash. Monroe with a success and an advantage. Ooh. Zeb with success and 3 threats. Take 3 strain.
Should only be 1 threat, right? Because he rolled 2 purples.
Oh, yeah. So 1 threat, 1 strain.
All right, 1 second. I was waiting for my dice roll to reset because it's freezing on me for some reason.
And successes for our Mexican. Got it. So everybody but Russet starts to hear the sound. As the sounds of heavy feet hit the earth. And coming into the moonlight, glittering, standing over Daniel right now, is that large metal dude.
Do we are we able to see the symbol that Monroe was trying to show us, or is it still too dark for that?
I think Monroe actually looks over at you guys, and he's like, "Guys, it's the guy with the hat."
So what I want to frame this with is Russet has advanced all the way to Daniel, and he's on his knees trying to shake Daniel, and that's where all his attention is, so he doesn't see the looming shadow above him. So I'm right there.
So you won't notice it until you're still on your knees, and he is standing over you when he blocks the light. The rest of you catch it beforehand. He has that mace in his hand. He has the shield on his back. Or the shield that was on his back is on his arm. And you hear in a metallic sounding voice, which one of you is it?
Oh, who is what?
Which one of you did it? And you start watching that metallic head look And finally, it looks back down. You're looking up at it.
Okay, you're going to have to be just a little more clearer on what we did. Did what?
From around the room, you begin to hear, did what? Did what? Did what? Did what? All in this feminine voice. Definitely the same voice, but different pitches. Did what? Did what? Did what? Did what? Did what?
Well, at least I will give him points for style. So
Amazing theatrics.
So what was we supposed to have done?
And you watch the head, it pauses, and you can see it very, very minutely tilt. You mean you don't know?
Sir?
And you hear him say, they're not worthy. And then you hear in the feminine voice, not worthy, not worthy, not worthy, not worthy.
I put my hand on Zeb's shoulders, and I take off my glaive. Like he's just like, okay. Obviously, I says obviously we're not going to talk to him while he's in this armor. I said, so I got a suggestion.
No, we're not going to. We just want our friend back, or our person we know back.
That's
clearly we do not know what. Apparently, we don't know what you're talking about. So you just give us the unconscious man on the ground, and you can go back to looking for whoever was worthy.
Russet says, I'll effing show you my worthy, and he'll uppercut at this armor.
Okay, roll your vigilance. This is everybody.
Vigilance. It's just straight this time, isn't it?
Yep, no purples.
So Mike should actually have 3 advantages.
Yes. Anybody want to spend one of those points that lets them go first? Or lets them get another success?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So go ahead and, what is it, take the strain or spend a hero point or whatever, or a story point?
Yeah, I'll
Strain.
wait, you're saying I could spend strain to do it instead of doing this?
Isn't that what it is?
Oh, what are you talking about?
You've got the talent that lets you go first? Or lets you add...
No, I don't have that talent.
Rapid reaction.
No, I don't have that talent.
Okay. Well, then
I do have it though, so I will take the strain.
Okay.
Can I also flip a story point?
For what reason?
Would that not allow 2 of us to go first?
No, it's not allowing you to go first. It's giving you another success.
Okay.
Based off of that talent.
Gotcha.
All right, so I have an NPC with 3. I have an NPC with 3. I don't have any PCs with 3 or more. I have a PC slot from Monroe. And then
Doc
another PC slot from
Doc.
Zeb. No, Doc only has one success.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Sorry, I forgot Zeb used his powers.
So then another PC because of Doc. But then NPC, NPC, and Esteban goes last, or Esteban's got the last slot. Or there you go. So PC slots. Watching you respond, Russet, out of the darkness. Landing square on her feet is a robed woman. And this robed woman has, as you see her, it looks more like almost what you would describe as like the turban and the part of her face is covered. Very much like what's her name? The Aiel Maidens of the Spear, if you're familiar with the Wheel of Time.
The Sheik from Ocarina of Time.
Could be, yeah. There we go. That's a good one. She drops down, and all of a sudden you watch as she begins to move her arms in a magical pattern. Light begins to come off of them. You see the glow, and then that glow comes flying toward you. And you have range defense?
Yes, I do. Just one.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So, this is going to do a whole whopping 9 strain with Pierce 2.
9 strain?
Yes. Soak will be able to turn it off, or we'll be able to lessen it. But this is strain damage.
Okay, so Soak still soaks it, so I take 5 strain. And what was the other thing? I take 5 strain and...
It has Pierce 2.
Oh, Pierce 2, so I take 7 strain. Okay.
And then second one drops down on the other side, and we'll do the same thing.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I apologize. There's a threat in there. How would you like to do that?
Can it add a black die to that roll?
It can add a black die. Let me add in a black die then. There you go. So the second one misses completely with two threats. How do you want to do that?
So this is a magic attack.
Absolutely.
So there's no ammo involved. Otherwise, I would force it to run out of ammo. 2 threats.
Yep. If the character is using a magical item, it becomes damaged by 1 step.
I'm trying to think of a story thing here. Sorry, thinking on my feet. That might be as good as anything. Or can... So threats, can I use those to give allies boost against her?
Yes.
All right, so her magic has gone off a little bit wrong, and she's left herself vulnerable to someone who attacks her.
All right. And all right, so the first one that dropped down is on the right, over by the workstations in here. That is 2. We'll call it number 1. The one on the left is number 2, and that's the one who you got the boost die against. Whoever goes after it. And that takes us to a PC slot.
Well, no one will take it. I will. I've picked up some interesting toys along the way. Something this dude says just really pisses off Esteban. And Esteban goes, "Not worthy?" And like just in a berserker fucking rage, he screams, "I'm stronger than you!" And he fucking just tears after him. I am going to activate a nice little ability that a certain Jim, the GM, has suggested would be awesome to take. Berserk.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
So I'm going to use Berserk. Let's see what else I got here. I got one other ability I got. And I'm going to use my Orc ability.
Okay.
So, all right. So I get 5. So it'll be 3. I don't think Berserk adds any damage, but I'll add a black die because that's what Berserk does.
No, Berserk is
I mean the Orc ability, the Orc. Yeah, the Orc ability. I'm using the Berserk actual ability. I really want to open this dude up like a can opener.
Okay.
All right. I think that's all I can do.
Right. So it's going to Berserk costs a maneuver. And the only person who established how far into the room they were was Russet, who was dead center of the room, who's engaged with the Iron Guy.
Well, wasn't we in? Because if I was in to see the loft or the thingamabobber, second floor, whatever.
So then you'll start off at short range of him.
All right. Then I will move up on him if I have to. If I have to take strain, I will. All that
That'll
good
cost
stuff.
you 2 strain.
All right, cool. I do it. I do's it.
Cool.
Right.
Attacking him, melee. It's 2 purples. Upgrade it to it's going to be a purple and a red. Every attack against this guy is going to upgrade it to a red. And since you're attacking him in melee, add 3 blacks.
So 3 additional black?
Yep. So a purple, a red, and 3 blacks.
All right. Go Orc Fury. Nope.
So you go up to him, and he is able to bat that away with that shield. And you hear a loud ding as he hits it like the gong of a bell.
All right.
Next PC slot.
Yeah, I'm going to go here.
Okay.
So remind me, shooting into melee combat does what?
Upgrades.
To what, a red?
Right. So shooting, so it's already, if you're shooting that guy, since he's the only one who's in melee with anybody right now.
Is the chick that you would get the extra boost die from attacking not in melee with somebody?
She is not in melee.
Okay. But go ahead.
Instead of attacking him being a purple and a red and 3 blacks, or for you it's 2 blacks because he's ranged, it would be 2 reds and 2 blacks.
So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoot that chick, just because I'd rather avoid that. So I get a boost for shooting at her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How far away would you say she is?
Short.
All right. So a short range shot would be a 1 purple.
Yep.
Okay.
But it's upgraded to a red.
Okay, because it's what for?
Adversary talent.
Okay, and so 1 purple would have moved to a purple and a red because I'm dual wielding, but because I have my talent, it removes the other purple.
Yep.
So it's just 1 red.
Mm-hmm. And 2 blacks.
And 2 blacks.
Well,
what happened? I blacked out.
Did you
I hit
really?
him? No.
You got 5 successes and 7.
No, that'll be 4 successes. It automatically puts in a success with the triumph unless it cancels.
All right. So first of all, I will activate it. Can I activate? Wait, hold on. What's my crit rating on this thing? Can I activate 2 crits? No. Damn. All right, so I can activate a crit with 4 of those advantages. Actually,
Okay.
I need 2 advantages to use my second shot.
Yeah.
I'll use 4 of them to activate an advantage or a critical hit.
Okay.
I have a leftover advantage. I have 4 successes, so let's do damage. Let's see. So it's 6 apiece plus 4. So that's, what is that? 20 damage? 10 apiece?
10 apiece. Yep.
Okay, so 20 damage plus a crit. Let's see, what is it? Reset. Let's roll that guy.
Compromise. Increase difficulty of all skill checks by 1 until the critical injury is healed.
All right.
Immediately, though, that person just disappears.
Can I spend the other triumph to say that that was actually the one? Not the one creating these false illusions?
You don't know that.
Okay. Sounds like I do.
No,
But-
your character doesn't.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that.
But my
what
character's not the one spending the triumph. I am.
Right, and you didn't attack the one that did that.
But the triumph could mean that I did.
No.
Okay.
There's lots of other things you can use a triumph for.
Just not that thing.
I'm sure I can come up with lots of other things. Like, you can't create a boat right now.
Well, that also doesn't seem fair. What about a jet? A plane kamikazes into this
I don't know.
thing.
I know over there Zeb wants a boat, though.
Yeah. A jet would help, though. Okay, so I have a triumph to spend. Let's see.
You can use that triumph to gain that information.
Yeah, but Monroe should be able to deduce that anyway. That, boom. Oh, that guy disappeared when I wrecked shop. They didn't die. They just disappeared.
Nope. They are not, they are completely solid creatures.
So it died?
And then disappeared.
Okay. Then I think I will use my triumph instead to learn the flaw of the man in the iron suit.
Ooh, okay. The flaw of the man in the iron suit is hubris. The man, when you do that, do that and take it out with your 2 shots, you hear the man in the iron suit shout out, "I told you to leave this to me. I can do this on my own. I'm better than you."
Let's see, and I have another advantage. I'll pass that along to the next PC.
For what?
The
Tell me how you
boost.
do it.
I think maybe in that moment when he's saying whatever he's saying, it maybe whatever this thing is, this big shot that took this body out, it made the other body as well as the guy obviously slightly distracted to the point where they're like, where the hell did that come from? And so it creates an opening.
Cool. Next PC then.
I'll take it. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, seeing how everybody has decided to stop talking, I'll pick. The metal man seems to be the same, but I will look. I'll look at the. I think they're the women who were the women when they one was there. When they start casting, when they start shooting magic off, they're like, huh, okay. Hold my cane a little higher and give it just a little twirl, and I will hit the metal man with the attack spell, but I'm going to make it destructive.
Okay, so that's 3 purples.
Yeah, that's what I was looking. Yeah, okay. I see it now.
So it'll be 2 purples and a red. And since you got somebody engaged, it's actually 2 reds and a purple and 2 blacks.
Okay. Yeah, it's 3 purple. Okay. No, I was
1
having
purple, 2 reds, and then actually for you 3 blacks because your cane is damaged.
right. What I was saying is I was looking for the attack, the rules on the attack, and I saw that it gave me 1 for anyway, and then 2 for destructive. I see what you're saying, but I was just talking to myself.
Okay.
Okay. A purple. You said 2 reds.
Yep.
And 3 blacks. Okay. And come on, character sheet load. Just a little faster.
Next up's another PC slot.
Okay. And 3 of those. Now, come on. Work.
There you go. So you're going to have 3 successes. How much damage does that end up giving you?
That gives me 7 damage. Does my intelligence add to damage? Because I don't.
Yes.
I don't think. Okay, so if that does, then I have 3 from my intelligence, 4 from the cane, and 3 on the dice. So
you're up to 10.
No, my intelligence is 2. 4 plus 3 is 7, 8, 9
All right.
damage, and and the destruction gives it Shunder.
Sunder.
Yeah,
Yep.
Sunder. Okay, gains the Sunder. The attack also gains the Pierce quality with a rating equal to the character's rank and knowledge. And I have 3. So I have piercing 3.
Okay, that's good. You have the Sunder quality on, but you do not have any advantages to activate it.
Oh, really? Do I have to?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just reading the little paragraph, the little sentence. I didn't. But it still also gains the Pierce.
Right.
Okay. That's all I was wondering. Okay.
With those 3, though, or excuse me, those 5 threats, you get. Let me do. Okay. The spell is slightly more powerful than expected. One character of the GM's choice is targeted or otherwise affected by the spell as well. You will also hit Esteban. So that's 10 points of damage, and it's Pierce 3. You got that, Esteban?
Yep. Does soak factor in?
It does.
All right, good.
And you can choose to take 2 strain or 1 wound, Clyde.
I'll take a wound.
Okay. Then the next PC.
All right. Go ahead.
Didn't you start us out? And I'm pretty much just gonna take aim and then take a shot here.
At whom?
Who is that spell just directed at?
The armored guy.
Armored guy. I think I'm just gonna go for it.
Okay. So that'll be. Let's see. Are you at medium range or short range right now? Short.
I did not disclose where I was in the room. You said earlier, I think, that we would be at medium range unless we said where we were.
Okay. You can be at medium then. It's going to be 1 purple, 2 reds, and 2 blacks.
2 blacks. I'm gonna
do you have dark vision? Nah. He's in light. You can see him.
He's the one who's got spells exploding against him.
Well, he's also still standing in the moon shaft.
Oh, sweet. So, and my thing froze, and I forgot to put a blue on there for taking aim.
Well, add a blue to that first roll.
You want me to re-roll the whole thing, or
You're just rolling a lot now.
we'll see? That's what I mean. It froze up.
If you'll refresh the dice roller, it'll fix that. So you've got 3 fails and an advantage.
Right.
How do you want to use that advantage?
Oh, I'm just gonna pay it forward, I guess.
Cool. Tell me how you do that. Tell me how it helps somebody.
I think maybe just drawing attention away from or toward me.
Cool.
Loud gunfire and all.
So you hear At this point, NPCs, you hear, worthy. He's worthy. He's worthy. And one more drops down. Taking the place of the one that you just killed and made disappear, Monroe. And she's going to go after you.
After Monroe?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
What's that? So, do you have any defense or deflection?
I do not. No, sir.
Okay. That's what that was from. Okay. Cool. So that's going to be. She has 3 successes and an advantage. She's going to. 6. Oh man. 6. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. I'm sorry. I don't want to do you wrong because this is strong. Okay. It's going to be 10 points of strain damage. Pierce 3.
Let's see. What does Pierce 3 mean? That it avoids 3 soak?
Yes.
Okay.
And the big one is going to swing at Esteban.
He's got a black. And he
Cool.
also has 1 success automatically.
Cool. So, blue. Just 3 advantages, and he's going to miss you. And with those 3 advantages, he's going to, with all of that swinging, he's going to give you a black on your next check. And take an immediate free maneuver. Back away. He's going to disengage from you. And will then move to medium.
Is he moving towards somebody?
Moving further away from y'all.
Okay.
Into the darker part. So he's attacking him is now going to have more blacks. PC slot.
I got him. When he.
It's actually Russet's turn.
Oh.
We're still in the same round.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Right. So the armored guy has moved into the shadows.
You can still barely make him out, but it's just you'll be able to attack him. There'll just be blacks.
Is there a like in-game set rule that would cover how a character feels after taking 7 strain in 1 hit?
No, not at all.
Okay. The guy in the armor is the one that insulted him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to spend a maneuver. Just 1, is it, to get into melee with him, or is it 2?
It'll be 2.
Then I spend 2 and take 2 strain for that.
And he's got, so in melee, it's a purple and a red and 3 blacks.
All right.
And you know what? I'll make it 2 reds and 3 blacks.
2 reds, 3 blacks. I'm on a 3. I'll flip a 1 because I'm angry.
All right.
So no purples, just 2 reds.
2 red, 3 blacks.
Okay.
So that's a 1 failure and 2 advantages. What would you like to do with those 2 advantages?
I can notice something vital, is that right? Or something important in the scene? Can I learn something about his armor? Or like
Absolutely.
Russet is very interested in that armor.
That armor, it is, there are many exposed pistons at the joints.
Exposed pistons?
Yep.
All right. I will learn that. Russet's too angry to communicate that information.
All right. So back to the next round now. And they are going to both step forward closer to, we're going to have the 2 girls that are still on the ground and still alive. They're going to both move 1 maneuver closer to Zeb. Zeb, do you have any defense again?
No. I got soak, but not no.
You got soak. Okay.
Yeah, I got soak, but I got nothing that's going to help me against them.
First one will hit, and she'll pass on to whichever one goes next, the blue die. So it's going to be 9 points of strain damage and 3 piercing.
Okay. 9 strain and 3 pierce. Would soak up strain, or is that a different thing? Because
No,
I'm not.
it'll soak up strain. That's why it's got 3 piercing on it.
Oh, okay, but I'm okay. Yeah, they beat my 1 soak, so I don't have to worry about that.
So still take 9 strain.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm still up.
Did you take your 2 points of strain when you cast your magic
yeah.
earlier?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm still up.
Here's your second one then. Oh, fail with an advantage. The next allied character is they will notice a single important ongoing conflict. And the last thing that you hear this one of the voices of the girls say is that you watch them put their hands down. They go, "Is he worthy?" And you watch them look at each other, and their hands are down in a non-aggressive stance. PC.
Can I follow up on my learning about pistons and
Sure.
try to target them? How does that work?
You know, you can target it, and let's say that it'll upgrade it by 1, and it'll change that upgrade from a purple to a red.
So it becomes 3 reds?
Yes. So he's at 3 reds, 3 blacks.
Jesus.
Did he give you a black with that last one too?
No.
No. Okay. You can choose not to target the Pistons right now.
Right. So first things first. I am still engaged with him, so I can spend a maneuver to take defensive, which I'm going to do.
Okay.
I am going to spend an incidental to second wind to negate that strain loss.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and hit a piston.
Okay.
I'm not going to flip for this, so I don't get the green. So this is going to be ridiculously difficult.
And despair.
That's a success.
It is a success with a despair. So how much damage do you do to this guy?
Probably not enough, to be honest. I deal him 7.
Okay.
It does have vicious 1, but I don't think that does anything in this situation.
Only on a crit.
Yeah. So, yeah, 7. To the piston, though.
Right. And that does make a difference. You, however, fall prone.
Okay.
With those 3 threats. And
how does he spend the despair?
spend the despair. Your brawl weapons, so your fists or your brass knuckles. There we go. That's what it is. Your brass knuckles become damaged until they are fixed. So that means you add a black die to all attacks with them.
Okay.
I've never done so much damage to an item ever. We've done it like 3 times in this game. Next PC.
Well, if my brawling bear buddy has one up there, I'm going after him too.
Okay.
Okay, so I have Lucky Strike, and I need to know how that works.
All right. Does anybody else have Lucky Strike?
I have it pulled up here.
Okay.
So it's a tier 2. It's an incidental. When your character purchases this talent, choose 1 characteristic. After your character makes a successful combat check, you may spend 1 story point to use this talent to add damage equal to your character's ranks in the characteristic to 1 hit of the combat check.
Nice.
So if you hit, you can flip a story point and add ranks in whatever you decided was that characteristic.
Okie dokie. All right. Well, okay. So, to my knowledge, it's a purple, a red, and 3 blacks. right?
It will be definitely 3 blacks, and I'm going to upgrade it to 2 reds.
You also have to move to get to him.
Yeah. I'm gonna move up to him.
Move twice, right?
Yeah, because I'm in. He moved medium for me and to medium, right? You said medium, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I'd have to move once for in short, but with a glaive, I don't know if a glaive. I don't know if like has reach or whatever. Because if it does, that would be amazing. It does not. Never mind. I have to be engaged with him. So I take it I'm going to move twice to get up to him.
Yep. Take 2 strain.
Yep. All right. What does flipping a story point do?
You
Like,
click one of those white tokens up top.
Yeah,
What is-
after you hit, if you
Oh,
flip
okay.
that story point, that's what activates
That-
that little skill.
Yeah. All right.
But you can
Blam.
only spin. Oh, there you go. So, damage.
Okay. Let's see. Hold on. See, I have Berserk also adds 1 automatic success and 2 threat, right?
Yep.
All right. So considering my glaive, considering it's made out of the funky beetle creature, it says crit 2. Does that mean I can activate crit?
If you have 2 advantages.
Oh, okay. So I don't have to. Okay. I don't have 2 advantages. Okay.
But you can activate crit with the triumph if you
Right.
want.
Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I want to activate a crit with a triumph.
First,
Okay.
let's do your damage.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. See, it's 2, 3 with the 1 automatic from Berserk. 3, 4, 5 from my Auric ability. 10. See, wait. Hold on. I'm gonna get ahead of myself. 5, 2, 3. See, 5 from strength, 2 from the roll, 1 from Berserk. That's 8. 2 from my Auric ability. That's 10. And then the glaive itself. Plus 3 is 13, and it's Pierce 4. So it's 13 damage, and my glaive has Pierce 4.
Now, did you want to
Yeah, go ahead. That's
flip the
all.
story point? Because you would get 5 if you pick strength.
Yeah. Blam.
Okay.
All right. So it's
Well, it's 13 points of base damage plus.
5 more, so
5.
18 points.
Yep. And then Pierce 4, I want to say. Or is that with Pierce 4?
No, that's no. So it's being done as if it was 22 points before Pierce.
Oh. Well, Pierce 4. 26? Maybe?
So you watch this guy, you literally take a chunk through the armor and he drops to a knee holding himself up with his mace.
Now I get to do the.
Oh, yeah, you get to do your crit.
Okay, so how do I do the crit? I've never done one of those.
Just roll a D100 all the way over by the roll button.
Okay. One. Okay. 78.
78. Do you have Vicious on your weapon at all?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Overpowered. The target leaves themselves open, and the attacker may immediately attempt another attack against them as an incidental, using the exact same pool as the original attack.
well, the roll's already there technically. So
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
How many incidentals can you do in a turn?
A few, not a lot though, because it would say that it needs to be a maneuver to do it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I'm guessing I don't get the retarded bonus I just got, but
Well, hold on. You still have your threats from your first one that we have to resolve.
oh Jesus.
Yeah, we're just going to treat it as 3 strain,
Okay, I'll go to 3 strain.
and you can't soak that.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm lingering. I'm lingering bad, guys. So, okay. So that's 4 work. Let's see, 5, 9. Let's see, 5 from strength, 4 from dice rolled, 1 from Berserk, so that's 10. 2 from the Orc ability, 15.
15. He drops. You watch the dust puff up, and he's dead.
All right.
The
Yeah.
two ladies. Okay, well, it's not their turn. PC. Oh wait, 2 more strain.
I'm just stating this.
4 more strain because of your orc ability.
I'm just stating. I don't know what happens when you reach your limit on your limit on strain.
You can't do anything.
I'm what? Oh well, yeah. As I go down, I says, y'all good without me, right?
Y'all good without me, right? Another PC.
Monroe's going to jump in here. So these the 2 ladies walked up on Zeb. Is he standing next to me, or are they in short range?
I've been imagining that Zeb's on the right and you're on the left.
Okay, so they are still within short range?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. So, let's see. What am I rolling against here?
Let's see. It's just a black, a black and a red.
All right, so black and a red. I'm dual wielding.
Which one are you attacking?
Yeah, I'm sure this is probably a Schrodinger cat thing, right? Whichever one I don't shoot's the one.
Oh no, I actually picked one right off the bat.
Gotcha. Can I shoot 2 different targets?
Because
my advantages would have to proc for me to shoot my second gun. I may be able to, but I never have before, so I don't think I would.
Okay.
So Monroe, after getting hit with this, whatever it was, he's breathing real heavy. And you can see he's kind of snarling. And he sits there and he looks at him and he raises the guns up and he goes, and he lines the shot up. I'm going to aim.
So are you aiming at the one that replaced the one you shot or the one on the other side?
I would probably have to do the one on the other side.
Okay.
So to do 2 maneuvers, it costs how much strain? This is important.
To do 2 maneuvers, the second maneuver would cost 2 strain.
Oh, nope. Not gonna do it. Okay. So
and don't forget when you get threats.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hopefully I'm rolling enough dice that I don't get any.
Right.
Hopefully. All right. So yeah, I'm just gonna aim once. Both of my guns are accurate. I'm going up against a red and a black. Correct?
A red and 2 no, red and black. There you go.
Hooray. So I actually don't activate my second shot. I think I am going to do the crit because I rolled a 100.
Crippled. One of the target's limbs, selected by the GM, is impaired until the critical injury is healed. Increase difficulty of all checks that require use of that limb by 1.
Well, I want you to know that I shot her in the head. So if that's the limb, no. So that'll be 8 damage. And yeah.
Okay.
And with my advantage, I'm going to give this person another black. I assume being crippled will probably give them a black.
It takes 2 advantages to give him a black.
Ow, bummer. Let's see. I'll recover a strain.
Okay. All right, she's got to make a roll. Wash. The one on the left that replaced the first one, you watch it, its knees hit the ground and then disappear as you broke the concentration of the one you just shot. And she goes, "Stop! Stop! You're worthy! Oh God, you're worthy!" And she's at this point like the badassness from her voice is gone, and she's like, "God, you're worthy! Oh my God, I am so sorry." And she has her hands up now, and she's looking back. Like, and she looks back. She goes, "What did your friend do to Tank?" And that's her turn, and the other NPC is gone. PC.
Would it have been inappropriate to execute her? I noticed we're not out of combat, but she did have her hands up.
I mean, it's every character's choice to do what they think is right.
Motivations they may have.
Well, whatever motivation Zeb has, he's welcome to enact on this woman if he wants to. Why did you want to
go? This is the last slot, so whoever hasn't acted this round.
I guess that's me then. Well, I think if history has proven anything, it's that Doc thinks we're the bad guys, and I think I'm going to take aim and shoot at her. She's done a bad thing. She needs to pay for it.
So it's still a red, and so you're shooting, and you okay. So a purple, a red. You know what? Let's make it 2 reds and 2 blacks, and I'll give you a blue.
Okay.
Because she's on her knees.
Okay, and I'm also aiming, so I'm taking another blue, and I'm switching a destiny to make it even tastier. Damn it.
You run out of ammunition.
Perfect. I didn't need it anymore.
Oh, that's excellent.
Click, he's out.
Yeah. I was just about to blow her head off.
Oh, man.
Doc's going to play it off like he did it on purpose. And I will roll a deception if I need to.
All that means is you're going to need to spend the money to buy an extra clip if you don't have one already.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have both money and...
So she hears the click, and you watch her go.
Doc gives her a little wink when she turns around. Right?
And she goes, like, turns her palms up, like, what?
At this point, I think, Madam, I would start talking before he actually gets a live round.
Oh, I got one.
So the floor is yours to save your life.
And from there, ma'am, you're lucky. The floor is yours to save your life. And she's like, and the camera will pull out on her, still there, hands up in the air as y'all are all looking there, and Doc's over there fiddling for bullets, trying to find something to reload to get one more shot.
I spent all this time trying to fix my gun up, and I forgot to buy ammo.
And that's where we're going to stop for the night. We'll pick up right at that spot, or right after the explanation in our next game. And I guess y'all have to decide whether or not you want to catch a boat. So thank you guys for playing.